Alright, well hi, I'm Karen. In this video today, I'm finally going to be talking about this diet that I've been on. I did not want to talk about it until I knew I had truly committed myself to it and I had not say, hey, I was going to start this 1 week. That's the scariest thing. It's like you finally say it to other people. You're telling other people, hey, I started doing this. For me, I need to make sure I'm in it to win it before I start talking about it because I don't like putting my foot in my mouth. Well, first off, let's start here. Let's start by me saying I'm trying to emphasize the point here. I love me some rice and some bread. The two things I love, and I probably would have never thought I'll be not eating ever, would be rice and bread. Well, first off, a lot of you may not know, but I'm African, I'm Liberian, so I love eating rice and bread. So to go on life without eating rice and potatoes, please. French fries, baked fries, baked seasoned fries, baked Cajun fries, fried Cajun fries, baked potato, sweet potato. Yeah, let's talk about sweet potato. Sweet potato, yeah. The list goes on and on. With saying all that, I didn't think that this was something that was possible because the first time last year when I thought about doing this diet and that was some of the stuff I realized I couldn't eat, I didn't commit at all. This was about as far as my commitment went. It was this book. So I started this diet, this keto diet, and I heard about it about a year ago from one of my favorite YouTubers I enjoy watching. Her name is Sabrina. She does Frugal Fridays. She's been on YouTube forever. And she had recommended this author here, not this exact cookbook, but she recommended one of the other books that she made. But when I saw this one on Amazon, I was like, this one suits me better. And at the time I wasn't eating meat. So now I am still having to be mindful, but I am eating meat on this diet and just pray over my food that the Lord consecrates it and makes it healthy and whole for me to consume. So one of the things that I love about this cookbook here, because I wanted to make sure that when I started doing this diet that I knew what the hell I was doing. I didn't feel like popping open the internet every single time that I wanted to look for a recipe, which you can do. There's nothing wrong with it. Me personally, that's just not what I wanted to do. So I decided to go this route and I'm so glad I did. I've been sitting on this cookbook for over a year. Did not get into the diet. And then here we are. 4 weeks later, I finally got into it. And I want to say get a cookbook and probably get something similar to this. And the reason why I'm going to suggest that is because one, you need to do research. And you need some direction with what you should be consuming and what you should not. And one of my favorite things about this is she gives you alternatives in here, especially say, for example, which one did I try from here? It was the pizza muffins. Yo, it's made from egg, but let that thing sit a day. I ate it the first day. I was like, yeah, it tastes like egg. The next day I ate it. I was like, all the flavors settled in it. It literally tasted like I was eating a pizza, like literally. So, and I've tried a couple of other things out of here as well. It's just helpful. It's helpful having that. Like I said, if you don't want to spend the extra cheese on getting the cookbook, fine. Just do your research. Go on Google. Go on YouTube. You'll find loads and loads and loads and loads of recipes. But I'm one of those people. I like this. I like this because she's done something for everything. She has the desserts in here. She has ribs. She's broken it down. What's vegetarian? What's egg free? What's nut free? What's dairy free? Like this book, she put a lot of detail into it, and I love that. It's something in here for everybody, literally. And of course, my favorite part in this book is the fact that in the beginning, which I'm not one of those people that usually read the beginning. I usually, you got a preface or you got something to say? Chapter 1, please. I'm that person. When I opened it, I was like, you know what? Let me just read it. And I started reading it and I was like, oh, like it started making sense. And that's when I started realizing when I read this book is I need to do more research. This book is not just about this, having this recipe. This book is about, not even this book, this diet specifically is about you doing research. You cannot, I'm going to emphasize this. I get it. We have our favorite YouTubers. They're doing this diet and it's working, but I bet you the amount of stuff they had to research, there's no way they can put it into one video. No way. So I highly, 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 highly want to emphasize that. Research this diet because there's too many things that you could go into different health stages that you want to make sure you can recognize the signs and avoid them when possible. Like beginning this diet and they have the keto flu. You need to be taking potassium, plain and simple. This one has potassium and magnesium in it. I was not playing games. I don't have time to be getting sick. I have felt great the whole entire time. Matter of fact, I felt better doing the diet the first 2 days and after, before I got on a diet. Before I got on a diet, I would be tired all the time. Just feeling drained. If I don't eat, I feel like I want to lay down and pass out. For me, the health portion is why I'm on this diet. And the side effect is I get to look even better. I get to drop some weight and I get to feel better about myself and the way I look and the way I feel overall, health-wise, the way my body feels. I get to feel good. That's what has pushed me to do this diet. Matter of fact, it wasn't even seeing this from Makeup Shayla. It wasn't seeing this from Raw Beauty Christy. It wasn't seeing this from Sabrina. It was seeing a freaking, how many seconds are those ads on YouTube? 20 seconds maybe? And it popped up in between me watching a makeup tutorial. It was Dr. Eric Berg, and I'm watching him talk about what ketosis is and how your body burns fuel. He was like, you know, your body uses glucose to burn fuel to have energy. And when that fuel is gone, when it starts to deplete, you start crashing and feeling like crap. And I was like, hold up, wait a minute. That's me. That's me every day. And I hate feeling like that. I hate feeling like, if I don't get some food, help me somebody. Like, I hate feeling like that. And for me, a quick cheat would be, hey, I'll go get some orange juice. I'll go and eat a whole chocolate bar and a pint of ice cream. Yes, that was me. I would do that so I can get some energy real quick and not feel like passing out. Yeah, I would do that. And I knew something was wrong with it, but you know, you actually doing something about it are two different things. And seeing that quick commercial piqued my interest so much to the point I started a diet the next day. That's how I don't like feeling like that. I hate feeling like that because I'm like the worst person to be around. It's either I get weak or I probably snap your head off. Either one. That's why I got on this diet. And I have to say, it's probably one of the best decisions I've made for 2018. And that's pretty steep to say. If I'm not healthy, I can't be my best self around other people. I can't help other people. I can't be there for my children fully and mentally. I can't get the work done the way I've been popping this stuff out. Like, I need to be my best me, and so do you, and so do all of us. Next thing, the most important thing you can do for yourself is get you some supplements. Get a potassium supplement. Do not play games with your body. Make sure you're eating vegetables, fruits and vegetables on this diet. And there are fruits that are permissible to eat. Eat your vegetables along with it. And I try to do that with every meal, which is have a salad or put some greens or spinach in my eggs or whatever. Tomatoes on the side with some blueberries or raspberries or blackberries or strawberries, whatever. Get your fruit and your vegetables in every single time. That's my goal. I need to make space on my plate that whatever fats I'm eating, I also have that there, because you need to make sure that you are consuming your vegetables on this diet so you don't, your health doesn't go in a whole nother direction. I can't explain it to you. I would say this, do your research, but I highly advise it. Don't just sit there and eat fat, and avocado. Don't get me wrong. That's great, but you need to also have your greenery, your bright colored vegetables, have that on your plate every time, whether you eat twice a day or you snack in between. Just make sure those 2 meals, you got some greenery on there. Oh yeah, and like I said, for me, I'm doing supplements. So I'm doing the ester C, I'm doing the potassium, I'm also taking milk thistle. I'm cleansing my liver at the same time. Why not? And there's a lot of stuff that's going on through my body, and I knew I was past that time. I've done a video before on doing a cleanse, and I'm sure I did it over 6 months ago. I'm sure it was over 6 months ago. And my goal in my mind is I need to do this every 6 months, because I'm eating all kind of garbage, eating all kind of food that has all kind of preservatives and is processed food and is whatever else. Like the way you do oil changes on your car and you respect the vehicle and you want it to keep running, so you're ready to trade it in, the same way you need to respect this body that you're running in, that your soul is in, making sure it functions properly and gets you to whatever destination the Lord has for you. And you are responsible for that. But one of the pluses to being on this diet is you do feel focused. Like, I wake up early. My body has started waking up early every morning. I'm usually up probably about like 6:30, 7:30-ish. And before it was more like 9:30, 10:30-ish. Oh, and then this one, I've been taking this one's vitamin B complex, but there was another vitamin C pill I was taking. I just ran out of it. It had vitamin B12, 6, and something else, some complex in there. Another thing I recommend on this diet is you need to be testing your ketones when you're on this diet. Now, the thing about this diet, and I got this strip here from Amazon, all the stuff I practically got from Amazon. And then when it got here, I did some research about like what's a safe level to be on. And let's just put it this way, I'm glad I got this, because I was eating way too much fat, way too much fats. It got to the point that I was staying in the 16 large area for like a couple of days. So I literally had to like back off pouring coconut oil and putting butter in my coffee and teas and stuff. I literally had to back down like all the way to get my my ketone levels back down, because it's safe, I believe, is between like 1.5 to like 4.0. You don't want to be going like all the way up there. And if you go all the way up, the cool thing is you can back off the fat and just let your body burn all that fat off that you've consumed, and then you can like level out. So I started, that's the phase I'm on right now. The phase I'm on right now is figuring out how much fat is good for me to consume, and also to keep my energy levels up. Some other people can consume 20 grams of fat and they're good, but I'm thinking I'm more on the other end of the scale, which I need to be probably consuming the 40 grams of fat a day. The other thing I think is easy to forget when you're on this diet is to consume water. This diet does require you to consume sodium. So for those of you who have high blood pressure and things like that, you need to take all of that into consideration. Consult with your doctor as far as like what you should be doing in regards to that. Like, one of the first things I noticed being on this diet is I started using the bathroom a whole lot. And I was like, okay, but as I'm doing my research, it's normal because discontinuing consuming sugar and just eating fat and forcing your body to break down the fat for energy instead, your kidneys is now flushing your body out. So as it's flushing your body out, it's flushing out all the sodium, and you need to replace the sodium, the potassium and the sodium and electrolytes in your body. And that's what the point is in taking the potassium, or in eating more greens, which have more potassium in it, and keeping your electrolytes up. That's why I said you have to do your research. This is not something that you can play with, because you can easily crash and end up in the hospital just like that. That's why you see stories about that, because they were playing games. They wanted to get on this keto diet, but they probably didn't tell you, hey, I wasn't putting salt in my food, or maybe I have high blood pressure and I needed to consult a doctor, or maybe I needed to do some research and find, hey, how can I gradually get into this phase of being on this diet so I can gradually phase out the fact that I even have high blood pressure? Because one of the cool things about being on this diet is it literally gets rid of a whole bunch of health problems. Literally. But you need to do your research. Follow other people that have, because I found an article, it was a blog online that I found. This guy has high blood pressure, and he talks about what he had to do to get himself on this diet and to drop this weight and how to maintain all of that. So I highly, highly, highly recommend it in your health position. Find stuff on it, do your research, not just with them, but with other like video content, like I said, like with Dr. Eric Berg, and doing the comparison and then going off of how your body feels. Do not ignore it. Your body is your warning. It gives you warning signs. Pay attention to it. As far as for fats go, I'm going to show you guys what I actually consume. Number one is going to be this. I've been taking this before I got on the keto diet, along with my son. I've seen a huge improvement. One, I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but my hair has grown quite quickly. And I've noticed a huge difference. I started noticing a difference in my skin, but definitely the biggest difference I saw was in my son's skin. He was having all these dry patches on his cheeks right here. Started taking this stuff in less than 2 weeks, all his skin had smoothed out. I also put this right here. This is coconut oil. I get this from Aldi. This is by Simply Nature. I put about a swig. Really, it's supposed to be about a tablespoon, but I just swig it in there. Instead of doing half and half, I do this instead, heavy whipping cream. That's just what I like. And I also turn this into this dessert. I recently started doing that, where I just whip it. I just use a whisk. You can use maybe not a blender, but like one of those hand blenders that you use for when you're baking. Because if you put this in a blender, it may not be a lot of fun trying to scrape it out. But if that's what you have, you don't want to use the whisk, it is what it is. You're still going to end up with whipped cream. I use this non-sweet baking chocolate powder. I sprinkle that in there, whip the whole thing up, slice up some strawberries and blueberries. Ta-da! I got dessert. But anyway, it makes a great dessert. So I either use this for my coffee, my tea, or for dessert. For cooking, I use extra virgin olive oil. You can get any brand you want. This is from Aldi. Listen, if you're on a budget, go to Aldi, because I think I spent like $2.99 on this. Another one I also consume is peanut butter, whatever brand kicks your boat. This one has 3 grams of sugar in it. So does this. I don't consume it every day. I just don't. It's just one of those times, say for example, I probably forgot. I know I need to eat and I've passed that time frame where I was supposed to eat something. I do like a tablespoon of this, so I can go ahead and start fixing my meal. So I consume this, I start cooking whatever I'm gonna cook, and then I eat my food. So that's usually when I do this. I don't usually do that. And I also made a mix. I should probably talk about Makeup. Shayla did this like update video, and she was showing what she now takes. And I love that video because that video showed the gradual process she went into over the past 3 months of getting into keto and finally being at the stage where she's at. And a lot of times you need to do that. You need to start phasing things out. Phase out the sugar, phase out the bread, phase out the fries, phase out the rice. You get what I'm saying? Like phase stuff out so you get to that point, and then start doing the intermittent fasting. But with me, I didn't mind doing the intermittent fasting because I didn't. From all the research I was doing, for this diet to work the way you want it to work, it seemed like everything was pointing to that. Do the intermittent fasting, because from the explanation that I got to understand, from my understanding now, please do as you understand. That's why you need to do your own research so you can get it for yourself, which is every time you eat, your body produces insulin. So if you limit the amount of times that you eat, your body will burn off the fat quicker. That's how my mind processed it. So it's like, okay, so I need to eat twice a day. I'm gonna make sure I eat good, and I'm gonna eat a whole lot on my plate. And yeah, that's how the mindset I started off with. It's fine, I can be on this diet. I'm gonna eat 2 big plates, and I'm gonna enjoy myself, and I'm gonna make sure the food looks good. I'm not gonna play games. And I'm gonna show some pictures here of what I've been making. And it wasn't something that was hard. It's just I wanted to enjoy my food. And I feel like if your plate looks ugly, especially for somebody like me that loves to eat, and I love to eat food that looks good and tastes good. If it don't look good and taste good, I can't do it. I just can't. I will put it down and go find something else that does. That's just how I am. And so for me, it was very important that my food look and taste appetizing. So doing this diet, I want to say, to me, it's easy and it made sense. I just bought stuff that looks colorful, sliced it up, put it on there, drizzle it in whatever dressing that works, or coconut oil or whatever that works, and makes it taste good. Like, I was kind of blown away by some of the stuff I was making. I'm like, this is not hard. We just make it hard in our heads. We make it difficult. And this time, what was funny is going grocery shopping. This is the best part about it. The best part about it is going grocery shopping. It actually gave me, like, I already had a thought of what I'm going to get. Instead of, I don't know if you have ever experienced it, you go in a grocery store, you're like, oh, what do I need to get? I don't know what I want to buy because I don't know what I'm going to make today. Being on this diet is one of the first times I've ever felt like I knew what the hell I was doing and going in the store to go buy. And that was such a good feeling, because I'm like, I know I'm going to eat the vegetables that I'm actually purchasing instead of them going bad in the refrigerator. Like, it's just, and I'm actually willing to eat it without feeling pressure. And I think that's the good part about me making up my mind that I was going to do this, is I made my decision. I wasn't doing this to lose weight, because before that was my motivation. Oh, I need to do this to lose weight. And then I'll see something sweet and, well, see you later. Peace out, diet. You know, versus this one, I know I'm doing it so I can feel good, and feeling good for me outweighs me consuming something sweet all the time. Because I was eating like about a pint of ice cream, maybe 3 times a week, maybe. And that's no joke. I would finish work, sit down, I'd be working so hard. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get me some treats. So I'll go and get me some Keto, it's a Keto 1? Or whatever the name of those chips are. They make the buffalo flavor, and now they got the queso cheese flavor. Yes, I would get some of that. I would get me some ice cream. I would get straight up junk food. And then we'll get a pizza from Domino's. Just stuff like that. Like I said, this diet is awesome. I feel really good. Oh, I forgot to mention this. I gotta take a picture of my ankles now. Oh my gosh, from 4 weeks ago. This was one of the other motivating factors of this. I totally forgot about this. I took pictures of my ankles because my ankles started swelling. And that's when I started realizing, I was like, you know what? My body is like giving me signs that something's going on that I need to address. And yeah, I need to do something about it. Because I knew I was eating bad. You know, when you sit down and eat hummus, because it's chickpeas, you eat hummus and chips all the time, that's like high in sodium. You're eating ice cream and pizza. You have pizza Fridays. Sometimes not on Fridays and on Fridays. Yeah, I knew I wasn't eating right. I knew it. This is crazy. Just looking at my ankles right now. So I didn't have a scale at the time when I started this diet. I measured myself with measuring tape. Yeah, I got the scale about week 2. So about 2 weeks ago, I purchased a scale. And when I started, I was 192.8. And today the scale said 188. I've been traveling for about a week. So yeah, I was consuming stuff I should not have. But now that I'm back, it's gonna be easier, because like I said, I was also on my period as well. So not much really changed on the scale. I literally like stayed the same. This was June 21st when I decided to measure myself. Okay. All right. So my waist in this was 35 inches when I measured my waist. Look at that little fat rolling off. Today, my waist measured 31 3/4. 3 inches and a quarter that dropped off my waistline in 1 month. I knew my stomach was feeling tight. And oh, that's the other part too about this. I've been feeling like I've been doing ab workouts. I don't know if anybody's experienced this on keto, but my abs have been feeling super tight, and I have not been doing no ab workouts. The most I've been doing is hoeing a backyard and planting seeds. That's about the most I've been doing. My thigh is saying 29 inches. That's 29 inches. I dropped 1.5 inches off my thigh. July 2nd. I weighed 192.6, and today I'm weighing 188. I would have lost more if I had not have eaten pizza, that Philly cheesesteak pizza, that brisket barbecue sandwich, Oh, we had a Philly cheesesteak in Philly. That was terrible. I did have a little bit of rice. Yeah, so there was some African food there, so I kind of ate some of it. Yeah, I did. And the funny thing is, even with doing all of that, it's like I don't have urges. You think I would have urges because I've had urges when I was on other diets, but maybe because I was still on some level consuming sugar. I'm not having any urges to feel like I need to eat something sweet or I need to eat this one particular thing. Oh, and I had a chocolate covered strawberry. I left that out the day I left. Yeah, there was a homemade chocolate spot. That's me. I love eating locally. That's about all I can think of for right now. But the major thing I noticed, honestly, is my skin. Besides the weight loss, everything fitting better. I'm not bloated. I wasn't bloated during my period. I haven't had these urges to want to eat certain types of foods. Besides all of that, the biggest thing I noticed out of everything was my skin. And I know I've had people comment before on my skin in videos, and I'd be like, I don't know what they're looking at, because I'm just thinking, hey, you know, it's my skin. But now that I've been on this diet for 4 weeks now, I literally can see the physical difference in my skin. My skin literally looks younger. And I don't know if I can attribute it to one thing, just the diet, because I'm consuming so many fats. Because, you know, everything is funny how society pushes fat-free this, fat-free that, fat-free this. Is there a reason why there's fat in it and we're trying to pluck it out when God already put it there? You know what I mean? Like naturally there. I'm not talking about the ones that we make and it's fat. Because my skin is looking more supple, more moisturized. That's like my favorite part, is eating on this diet. It has been one of the best things I've ever done for myself. Like, I've literally been eating healthy. Because before, what I was doing, I don't know what that was, but that was not it. That was far from healthy, like completely far away from healthy eating. And I realized that like probably like day 3 into it, I was like, wow, I've been eating really bad. I might have been eating little, but I have been eating really bad. Yeah, so if you're in that place and you're eating bad and you know it, like, you know, you haven't been eating any salads, not at least once a day. Yeah, you haven't been eating your vegetables and fruits and just balancing it out. Yeah, it's time to do something about it. And it's never too late. And I think it's so easy to trick yourself and tell yourself, hey, it's too late, or I'm too old, or I can't do nothing about it. Yeah, you can, because what a lot of people fail to realize, and one of the biggest things I learned through my journey of working out, is the number one thing that you can change, and regardless if you weren't doing anything else, that will make the biggest difference is your diet. And I'm not talking about going on a diet. I'm talking about eating properly, portion control, that kind of thing, where you're eating a bowl, not a plate, that's like maybe 2.5, 3 times the size of your stomach, that you stretch to that place. Your stomach's literally a bowl, and you start eating like that, instantly you're going to start seeing a huge difference in your weight. Add that on top of watch what you're eating, or maybe just incorporate more vegetables and fruits into what you're already eating to balance it out. You're going to see a major difference. That's why this diet works. This diet works because, one, my stomach shrank even when I was eating a plate. It shrank on its own without me dropping to a bowl. It did it for me, which was weird because I've never had my body do that before. It's always I had to minimize my food to a bowl, eat that, then my stomach shrunk down. This, I started eating healthy, automatically it started to shrink down. I started feeling full quicker. I didn't feel like eating everything that was on my plate. Now when I'm making my plate, now I make it smaller because I know I'm not, my eye may see it, but my eyeball ain't big anymore. I mean, maybe it's still kind of big. My eyeball kind of big when it see what it see, it wants it, but my stomach says no. And that's like my favorite part about being on this diet. Anyway, I would love to hear what your favorite part is down below about being on the keto diet. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you found it informative. And don't forget, if you're going to get on this diet, research. And if you get on this diet, continue researching, because it doesn't end just because you started it. All right. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.